Hey guys, what is up, and welcome to my Week 14 review of the 2018 NFL season. So, as you can see, this week I did not do, or I guess last week, I didn't do good at all. I went 7-9, which gives me a 122, 84, and 2 record on the season. You'll see that in just a minute once I scroll down enough. But I'm just going to talk about the games, why I picked, who I picked, and all that good stuff. Let me make sure I have my picks from last week. Hold on. Okay. So, Thursday night game, Jags versus Titans. I did take the Titans, and Derrick Henry went off. I mean, oh my god. And then they put him from like 85 stiff arm to like 99 because of that one play he had. Like, come on. I could understand like 90, maybe 92. But to go all the way to 99 is ridiculous. But he had a phenomenal game, and that's awesome for him. Jets versus Bills. I did take the Bills here. I thought Josh Allen would be able to outduel Sam Darnold, and I was wrong. Giants at Redskins. I did pick the Giants to win this game. It's more of Redskins have Mark Sanchez at quarterback, but the Giants are also picking up steam. I mean, they scored 40 on a pretty decent Redskins defense. So I think the Giants are picking up steam. Now, are they a threat to the Cowboys in the NFC East? Maybe. I say maybe because, I mean, if they lose in Indianapolis and they lose 2 out of their next 3 games, and the Giants like win out, I'm not sure, I'm not sure what the scenario is, but Giants could theoretically take the division. I do think they play each other one time. Hydrate or die. Okay. Then we have the Saints at the Buccaneers, and I did pick the Saints, I believe. Yes, I did. Buccaneers are very hard to figure out. It's hot and cold. Winston Fitzpatrick, you cannot figure them out. I'll wait for them to get a stable option at quarterback. Stable and consistent option at quarterback. And then we can try to see if they can actually make a push for their division. Alright, then Patriots versus Dolphins. I did pick the Patriots, and thank heavens the Dolphins won. Oh my god, that was just amazing. That was an amazing play at the end, and I understand why Gronk's out there. Gronk is out there to be the guy for when the Hail Mary comes. He can either jump up and intercept it, or jump up and bat it down. That's what he's there for. He's like 6'6", 6'7". That is what he's there for. He is not for when you play the lateral game and you have to chase down a running back. That's not what Gronk's for. And then, he stumbled a bit. Maybe if he didn't stumble, does he catch him? Maybe. But then, by the time he catches him, is it enough to stop the touchdown? If he catches him, how does he catch him? Does he just trip him up? But that was an amazing end, and I know the Patriots always struggle when they go into Miami. For some reason, they always do. But that was just incredible, and I am so happy the Patriots lost. Let's see, Ravens at Chiefs. So, the Chiefs did win this game. I did pick them, but Lamar Jackson, man, that's my air freshener. Lamar Jackson, man, he gave them a run for their money, and now he's even the starter for the Ravens over Joe Flacco. So we'll see how this turns out, but man, he gave them a run for their money, and just came up just shy. Alright, Colts at Texans. I did pick the Texans, I believe. Yes, I did. I mean, the Colts, they're for real. And if anyone says they're not, they're wrong. Andrew Luck, he should be an MVP candidate, but no one's talking about him, and he probably should win Comeback Player of the Year. He should. I think he should win it. He's been out for like 2 years. I think he should win it. After what he's done this season, I think he deserves it. All right, then you have the Falcons at the Packers. I think I picked the Falcons here. I did. Packers played hard for their new head coach. We'll see if this continues or if it's just, hey, we have this new head coach. Let's make him proud. We'll have to see if, that was truly it, or, or if this is, the permanent fix. All right, Panthers at Browns. I think I picked the Browns. I did. So Baker bounced back from his debacle versus the Texans, and the Panthers are they're free falling even more. They went from 6-2 playoff contention to, okay, our season's over and we're gonna have the 12th overall pick, shooting out a random number, but they'll be somewhere in that ballpark, somewhere between like 10 and 15, depending on what their record is at the end. Broncos at 49ers. I did pick the Broncos here. 49ers, it's a little bit like the Buccaneers, where they're hot and gold. Week to week, you don't know what you're getting. Nick Mullins, I mean, for an undrafted rookie, he's doing good. For an undrafted rookie, he's doing good. He needs time to develop, I think. But to sit behind Jimmy G is probably the best thing for that kid. And then in a few years, go see what's out there in free agency. And he might be a journeyman for the rest of his career, or he'll get a shot with some quarterback needy team and end up being the next. I'm trying to think. Who was the other guy from Southern Mississippi? Kurt Warner. He could be the next Kurt Warner. You never know. Bengals versus Chargers. I picked the Chargers here. This was probably closer than I thought it was going to be. Though something I hadn't realized was Andy Dalton was hurt and on IR. I didn't even know that. And I saw like this one guy keep playing. I'm like, why does he keep playing? It's because Andy was on IR. Lions at Cardinals. I did pick the Lions here. Cardinals were brought back down to earth after their big win over the Packers. And, I mean, this wasn't really that hard of a game for the Lions. Let's face it. I don't want to talk about this one. Steelers versus Raiders. I picked my Steelers, and here's the thing. If I were to bet money, well, first of all, I wouldn't have bet money on this game. But if I were to have bet money, that whole 10.5 spread thing, yeah, I'm putting my life savings on saying that the Steelers do not cover the spread. It was like 10.5, 9.5, something like that. No, they are not covering the spread. I knew this was going to be close. I said it. Go back to my predictions for Week 14. It's there. I said it was going to be close. And look at that. The Steelers not only kept it close, but somehow found a way to lose this game. Now, you can blame who you want. Boswell, Tomlin, Ben, Dobbs, defense, Keith Butler. Blame whoever you want, but at the end of the day, this has been going on for years. Now, they were saying Ben was good to go in after halftime, but they kept Dobbs in. So here's the thing. If Ben really wanted to be out there, he could have said, "Coach, I'm good, I'm fine, let me out." He could have pleaded his case. That or he shows whatever level of respect to Tomlin to say, you know what, I'll sit back and wait. Or he didn't want to go back in because Ben's done with football. He doesn't have the ambition. He doesn't have the drive. And he's just pulling a Greg Warren, where he's waiting for the Steelers to get their next guy, which I think they already have with Mason Rudolph. But you know, and by the way, I'm not gonna blame Chris Boswell. The turf. Okay, so the Raiders are the poorest franchise in the NFL. The turf there is terrible. The field's awful. So even the Raiders kickers have had problems there. So to put it all on Boz, that's not fair. And then, they said, oh, the x-ray machine's old, so it took a while to get Ben's x-rays. I mean, whatever you want to say, I don't care. I really don't. This was a disappointing game, a game that the Steelers, imagine Chiefs beat Ravens and then Steelers beat the Raiders. You're a game and a half ahead on the Ravens, not a half a game. I feel like the last 3 games which the Steelers have lost, Denver, Chargers, and Raiders, they should have all won. I feel like they could have and should have won all of these games. But it sucks. Whether it's bad officiating or bad coaching, play calling, play execution. Because there was play execution versus Denver. There was officiating versus the Chargers. Then there's coaching. Let's say they didn't know the extent of Ben's injury, so they didn't want to put him in harm's way. Okay, fine. I don't care. Just tell us that. I gotta move on though. Eagles at Cowboys. So I picked the Eagles, I think I did. Yeah. Cowboys, they're very much reliant on Zeke in the defense. And this was a really good game. It was a really good game. But it should not have been this close. First of all, that OPI on Dallas Goedert, that wasn't PI. It wasn't. Even Skip Bayless, who's a Cowboys fan, said it was total BS. But whatever. And that's another example of bad officiating. And then, there's just been bad officiating the entire season. But, you look at the stat sheet, don't even show us the score. Show us the stat sheet. This game shouldn't have been close. It should have been like 40-10. 45-10, something like that. Like, this game should not have been close at all. And yet, here you are. So, it's crazy. And, you guys can correct me if I'm wrong, but during this game, I heard the announcers say that it was like 2 minutes left. By the way, 10-minute overtime, Dallas used up most of that clock going down the field on their game-winning drive. You left Philadelphia no time. They got to increase back to 15 minutes. They got it. But, correct me if I'm wrong, but they, as they started getting close to the goal line, there was like 2-3 minutes left. They were saying, if Dallas were to run out the clock and kick a field goal with no time left, they would win the game. And I'm like, no, they wouldn't. I'm pretty sure each team is guaranteed a possession. And that, let's say, okay, fine, Dallas scored a field goal. You scored a field goal. Philadelphia is supposed to get a shot at the ball. So, I mean, I might be wrong, but I'm pretty sure both teams are guaranteed a possession, and that both teams are guaranteed a possession, and that, you know, you score a field goal, the other team gets a shot. Now, let's say they scored a touchdown with no time left. Great. I mean, you won. You scored a touchdown on your first drive. You won. But, I mean, just let me know if I'm wrong there, but I didn't think so. Then you have Rams at Bears. I did pick the Rams here. The Bears, I mean, their defense is just, it's an animal. Their defense is amazing. That's really all I gotta say. And Trubisky, he might not be the greatest quarterback, but I mean, he's showing he can play in the right system. At the very least, he can play in the right system. So then you worry, was it the coach that was just bad? Like, you know, you take who was the Rams coach before McVay? He had a mustache. Okay, guys, it was Jeff Fisher. So Jeff Fisher had us all thinking Jared Goff was a complete and utter bust. Sean McVay comes, boom, superstar quarterback. So you gotta think, was it John Fox or whoever the coach was at that time? I think it's John Fox. Or is it just now that Matt Nagy's bringing his system in, and you gotta think the same with Goff. Is it the system that McVay brought in, or? But you know, Mitch Trubisky is becoming, like, you know, an above average quarterback at the very least. So the Bears are a team to be contended with. You know, they're saying, hey, come at us, come at me, bro. Oh man, it's amazing what you can do with a really, really good defense, huh, Pittsburgh? Uh, then you have the Vikings at the Seahawks, and I think I picked the Vikings. I did. I keep jinxing them. I told my coworker at work I'm not picking them anymore, though I'm not so sure about that. So I keep jinxing them. I keep picking them, and they keep losing. Kirk Cousins is doing, but overall, I'm not doing so hot. Oops. I am not doing good right now. I was doing so good, and then I was bad, I was good, and I'm bad again. Now I'm trying to get back up to the good side. Come to the light. Anyway, but I gotta get back on track with these. But if you guys like this video, please leave a like. Comment down below on if I'm correct on those overtime rules, or if there's something I didn't know. And if there's something I didn't know, and that's indeed true, you gotta increase that back to 15 minutes. Because that's not fair. If they kick a field goal, and then what happens if they don't score? You know, they miss the field goal. You're still supposed to get a shot. So, one, that's not fair. Because if they kick a field goal or don't get any points and time runs out, you didn't get a shot. But I swore that both teams were guaranteed a possession. Now, not to say you could kick a field goal, 5 seconds left, you know, you kick a touchback. Okay, here's your possession. You know, they got to increase that back to 15 minutes. That is ridiculous that they did that. So let me know down below. And if you're new to the channel, please hit the subscribe button and turn notifications on. And I'll see you guys next video. Later.
Once I was 7 years old, Mama told me, go make yourself some friends or you'll be lonely. Once I was 7 years old.